All right. So I just had a turkey carcass in here for 2 days, making me some bone broth. I didn't add all the things that I would normally add for bone broth. Bone broth, I would usually add vegetables, turmeric, all sorts of fantastic stuff, ginger, garlic. I didn't, but I had in mind that I was going to make a turkey soup, so I'll be adding it anyways. So therefore, I don't need it just for drinking broth, which I do use just drinking broth. And I add a protein powder to it for myself. But yeah, so now I've just taken out the bones and the bits and the pieces. You could go through here and take the bits of meat off of here. I really don't feel that that's necessary. When I cleaned the carcass, I got a very large amount of meat off of it. So I really don't feel like there's a reason to go back through this and take any meat out of here. And I've got all the meat in the fridge. So what I used this to get the big pieces out. And then I took a strainer and I just kind of, look how fatty this is. This is amazing. Yes, I got a little bit more in there. You let it sit. I don't think I'll get much out of here now. Sorry, I'm still kind of rough at video making. But, yeah, it looks like I got most everything out of the broth, and now I'll cut up vegetables, and I'll get the turkey out of the fridge, and I'll cut that up. I don't use recipes, so you can kind of watch and see what I put in here. And I'll kind of tell you what I put in here, but I can't say I measure. I do it by taste and what I have. So I apologize, I just don't do recipes. So here we go, let's get it made. This is some celery I grew. It's all pretty thin, what I grew. But, I mean, it's super healthy and happy. Now, and obviously, if you're putting it in a soup, you probably want it this size anyways, this small size. Oh, I think I'm going to wash this again, but I'll talk to you about it. Yeah, because look at that. I washed the outside, but when I opened it up, it's still a little dirty on the inside. I'm not really worried about the dirt because I know what goes in my garden, but, you know, the gritty in the soup would probably not be delicious. This summer, I dried some in my dehydrator, and I put it through the blender, and it went all fine, and I added salt to it. Let's see if I can find it right now. I don't know where it went, but anyways, I made my own celery salt, which is totally cool. All right, let me go wash this again. All right, now I'm just gonna slice it. I'm no chef, I'm just self-taught, so yeah, I probably don't hold things correctly. Alright. So what is that? Maybe 2 cups? Well, let's see, this is a 1 cup measure. One. A little bit more than 1. Yeah, so right about 2 cups celery, and I do not know, oh, I found a little dirt in there. I do not know how many quarts of broth I have in here. I did take some out. I took 2 yogurt containers out because it seemed like a lot of broth, and I want to put a bunch of ingredients in there, make it fairly thick. So, yeah, I'll keep going here. Okay, I have this beautiful leek here. I'm gonna kind of do this. There we go. Now these, I think I'll get rid of these because there'll be plenty here that I will save and put aside for bone broth. Yeah. A little bit of dirt in here. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit better. Save it. Put it in the bone broth. Lots of flavor. Again, this is a leek I grew from my garden as well. So I think all the vegetables I'm putting in today are going to be from my garden. Alright, 1 leek. I like to break it up a bit. Remember, we keep our knives super sharp. If you don't have sharp knives, you will probably cut yourself. Seems counterintuitive, but sharp knives actually cut. Dull knives slip and cut fingers. In the pot. Alright, a bunch of carrots from my garden. Think about the size you would be, you know, putting on your spoon. So this is a little bit big, in my opinion. I like a little thickness to them. Totally personal preference. And save these. Save them for bone broth. All right. Carrots chopped up. 1 cup. 2. 3. So right about 4 cups of carrots. Totally personal preference. I like carrots in my soup, so I put a lot of them in there. Alright, time for turkey. Oh, got a little stuck to itself here. So you're going to want to go through this and, oh gosh, you cut it off, pull it off, whatever works best for you. And definitely go through and take the parts that you don't want to eat out. Like this is pretty fibrous and tough. I wouldn't want to eat that, so got some fat left over. Where do you think they get gelatin? Ooh. It's gonna take a while, guys. Alright, this is the last of the meat here. Just taking it and dicing it up a bit. Most of this meat was from the legs, so it was dark meat. Now this is from the wings, so it's, you know, much lighter. It looks like we're going to end up right about 6 cups of turkey in here. And, you know, this is one of the reasons I don't do recipes is because how do I know how much meat I'm gonna exactly get off of a turkey, and my goal is to use it up and not be wasteful. So why measure it out? Why not just do whatever you get? Really doesn't matter. You just don't want to run out of broth. You don't, I mean, I guess you could have it more stew-like, although I'd say my soup usually turns out more stew-like anyways, but you just want to consider how much broth you have and make sure you have enough broth. Yep, almost exactly 6 cups. Okay, I gotta wash my hands and then I can touch the camera to show you what it looks like here. Okay, so I have all of my main ingredients in here now. And yeah, it got pretty thick. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more broth back into it from what I saved. Let's see what that looks like now. Yeah, more soup-like. It's starting to smell amazing as it is. I'm going to do garlic and powdered turmeric. Can I taste it for salt and pepper? I like pepper, but I want my boys to eat this and they don't love pepper as much as I do. So yeah, I'll do garlic, salt and pepper. And it really is just to taste. We like garlic, so I'm probably going to do a lot of garlic. I'm using 4 cloves, and they were fairly large cloves of my homegrown garlic. Another to taste thing, so we like garlic, I'm using a lot of garlic. Alright, I'm going to add some turmeric. How much? I don't know. 1 tablespoon, 2. That's probably plenty. Yeah, look at that nice orange color. I love that. Turmeric is really good for you. And then my pepper that I like. Okay, that's good. And then I'll test it and I'll see how much salt, but I really don't know that it's going to need a lot of salt. So we got carrots, leeks, celery, lots and lots of turkey, lots of broth. Then I'm going to can this so we can have quick, easy lunches. And I'm not going to show you that. There's guidelines on proper canning for meat, and I believe the guideline is 90 minutes at 12 pounds of pressure for a pint, but don't quote me on that. You need to go look it up on the I can't remember the name of the website, but I'll link it below. But there's guidelines on that for you, put out by I can't remember who. I'll have to look them up. Well, I thought about it and decided, oh, I need some parsley for my soup. Obviously, because who doesn't put parsley in their soup? Anyways, I ran to my garden and grabbed some parsley, and I saw the kale. And I decided that I'm going to put some kale in the soup. For the kale, especially this blue curled Scotch kale, I like to take this rib out of here because it's a little tough most of the time. Let's take that out. I like to chop the kale fairly fine. So it's not like big weird leafy bits in the soup. But yeah, a lot of times, like, especially when I'm pressure canning soup, it comes out super soft anyways, and you know, just adds that extra iron and all those fantastic vitamins for the kiddos and me, my husband, who loves turkey soup but won't eat kale, so shh, just don't tell them. They don't even know. They think it's just like herbs or something. One last little stir in here with all that kale and parsley. Oh yeah, steamy. I'm doing this in my crock pot because that's where I made the broth. So why dirty another pot? Just do it in here. Oh yeah. The kale and the parsley and stuff is floating right now, but as it cooks down, it'll go down to the bottom. Oh yeah, look at those colors, that's amazing. So if you were to eat this, like if you're gonna have this for dinner or something, I'd definitely let it cook for a couple hours on high. Or, well, probably low for a couple hours, but maybe like an hour on high. I'm going to pressure can this, like I said before, and I don't think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna just leave it how it is because it's definitely gonna cook down and be plenty soft and whatever. Oh man, it smells amazing, it tastes amazing. Yeah, and really when you're making this soup, don't stress about how much there is of what. Wing it. Just remember, don't put too much salt in. That's the only thing that could ruin this. Or, like I said before, also just leave plenty of room for broth, and don't overdo it with the ingredients to broth ratio. I might just have to do it to figure it out, but yeah, I'm gonna get this canned up. I just grabbed the turkey soup out of the pressure cooker. It got kind of late at night, so my brain's a little bit dead, sorry. But yeah, it looks fantastic. So I forgot to tell you earlier, I have done pasta in the soup before and pressure canned it, and it just like disintegrates. So, you know, honestly, it's fine without it, but a lot of times when I open it up, I, you know, just stick it in the pan and add pasta then. Really doesn't take that long. But yeah, pretty exciting. I got these all processed and ready to go for lunches later. See, they're still bubbling. They're pretty hot still. And these are just pints. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you make some of your own and enjoy it.